Hey there, welcome back. Marius here, and today we have, yes, Medieval Dynasty, 30 tips and tricks in 2024, which means, yes, we are going to play in the new map, and I'm going to explain few differences from the previous, but in general, all the tips and tricks are after 200, more than 200 hours in the game. Let's not waste time. Down in the description are the timestamps. You can read through if you don't want to watch. Feel free to get all information there. And I'm jumping right in the game. Gonna put on a screen. Should be appearing any moment. No, yes, the tip number one. And of course, yes, I'm just now showing my beautiful grip. And yes, this is my daughter. Originally me, I'm already dead in the game. So this is my next heir. So, gonna skip days so it's clear, but what is important, I can't stress it enough. But of course you can guess the new map, the location. I know everyone is a favorite about this part. I'm not, so I'm gonna explain what this in this particular map is the key point. This what's the difference from previous one? This central town is literally what you need. Everything is there. There are quest giver, main seasonal quests that you pick just from here. Then here are every single trader you can have. Not animals. Animals are scattered, but you can find most of the money and everything you need around here. And what else is here? The third point is quick, fast travel. So if you think, well, how about the mine? Because yes, there is mine. Did you know here's also a mine here? So from whole map, I'm saying there is 1, 2, 3, 4 things here. So like absolutely average, this would be your best guess to make my advice to make your town, everything around here, or if you want waters here, or let's say here. Why? Because in this map, everything is around this middle town. Everything happens around that. Selling, sharing, all the quests basically will involve this another way. And once you get a lot of money, then fast travel is the key point. And we can't build fast travel in our own town. So if, for example, your town square center is here, then basically this is almost, it counts. It's as close as it can be. All right. Point number 2 is build a lot. I'm gonna go through the setup from the beginning. So advice is simple. I'm gonna show you how it reflects in general. So whenever I'm finished in this game, the dynasty and everything. So building, I have 20,000 technology points, where fishing and everything just 5. Farming a little bit less. And yes, production, of course, at one point I will beat the score, but when you start, it's literally around and about everything building. You are building your dynasty, and dynasty is people. People need to live. That comes to the housing and additional, so it doesn't sound just build a lot doesn't mean nothing. No. A little bit more I can give you also. In this map, I believe in the previous one as well, your limit is 70 buildings. And if you look at my buildings and houses, almost half of them are just living houses. Just approximately to give you an idea, because at the start you will build a lot of everything you need approximately as much houses. Every second house must be a regular living house. So yes, building. And second point why this is important is, from what I've checked, what is really necessary for you to build base starting game, the village. When you look at technology points 50, everything around here is enough to sustain a village. Here as well, barn, farm, hen house, yes, it's enough. You will have eggs and food storage. Here 50 is hunting lodge, yes, enough. But here Only 50 will give you well and research storage, but woodshed is important, and excavation shed is important, which is 500 points. So somewhat building is way more required at the start, which is not a problem. Just build a lot. And also simple house is something you want to unlock. The basic house that you will start at the start, not basic, it's called simple small house. Small house only inhabits 3 people. I need to disable for a moment this one. So you see, we are talking about only 3, and these 2 are 4 people can live. So this is only bigger. You want simple house. Basically every single village of mine lives in simple house. 4 people, small place, perfect. Moving on to point number, what we have, number 4. At the start is simple. Key point, we can argue a lot about what is more expensive. There was briefly, for a moment, axes were way more expensive. But if you look at the count and everything, again, I need to move this a little bit for the time being, right? So you need copper ore, or if you build a stone axe or bronze, it doesn't actually matter. The main point is you need copper bar or iron bar or bronze bar or stones. But the thing is, axes versus, well, basically any other instrument versus knives. Knives are super light. They weigh only 0.5 kilograms, and yeah, that's quite a more. For example, bronze tool, it's 0.75. They cost half of what cost bronze axe, but in terms of bars, they are the same. But this axe, for example, 3.5 kilograms. So when you build a lot of, like, craft these items for selling, you need to deliver them to your to the merchant, right? So which means you will, especially at the start, you will have limited amount how much you can carry. That's why knives come on top of it, because price per weight, they are quite good. And yes, at the start you will build just from the scratch stone tools, so stone axe, still way more lighter than what we call the axe and everything else. So next step is get bags ASAP. So this is what I regard to. This is the best is large pouch, and the best is simple large backpack. In the town you will find, it's the lady who sells clothes. So you can order in terms of price and just go from the top. Yes, they are quite costly, but just imagine at the start when you can pick only 35 kilograms, you can add 20 and 10 kilograms more, basically doubling the amount. So as soon as you can sell items and get some money, I highly advise, and at the start, to get those 2 items, nothing else. Don't look at it, right? Why not look at other items? Because first 2 winters you can survive only with torches. Yes, you will need to gather some resources, just put a 5 up to 10 torches, and in winter, when it's cold, whatever you do, you can still keep an axe, for example, or something in one hand and do the work if you need to, just getting, even if you don't have proper clothes. First 2 winters are easy winters, so that's not a problem. That also was added recently in a game. So yes, next we have it's in order basically at the start. You already have idea, you build something, but clearing 1 to 2 caves per season. So quick reminder, at the top of the screen you see there is a counter that says what season it is. It's summer season. Whenever it fills up and season changes, all mine veins, everything will be reset. not trees, they take some longer time to grow, but just a reminder, if you don't know, here is one mine, here is another. This is how it looks like a small little thing, openings. Like there's a second one. If you really want to know, there's the third. And wherever you build your base, this one is hidden, but no, it's not, it's actually there. So I just mark 1, 2, 3, 4 mines. There are more, but those are that you're considered for looting. So what I mean by clearing is you go in, you don't touch what you cannot process. For example, at the start, tin is something you ignore, and salt is another thing you ignore because it's quite weights quite a lot. But you bring out copper and copper only. When you unlock possibility to smelt bronze, which requires tin and copper, then you bring both of them out. Bring out, dump, go back in. Bring out, dump, go back in. And when you have gathered from 1 or 2 caves all the materials, then pick them with you and start smelting. Smelt everything and then craft your items. That's how you make a lot of money. Insane amount of money in terms of when it's the beginning of the game, right? That will allow you to purchase everything you possibly can and want. And that will include clothes, right? Next is a tip somewhat regarding whole game. Up to the point, which letter it was, no, okay. When you unlock mines and start basically, well, it's not actually per se mines, but when your people will be so talented, way above 3 points, they will be able to smelt materials themselves, and with mine, they will be able to mine themselves. Yes, there is possibility to put resources in excavation shed and mine the copper, but the thing is, whole day mining a person's 100% just copper will give you about 3 copper ores or 5 in best case scenario. If you go in 5 copper ores, you can get in, I don't know, 10 seconds. Okay, 20 seconds. So what I'm saying is they are absolutely inefficient, but they're efficient in making those tools. So gathering ore and smelting, you do yourself. And then in the main storage, just dump the bars. Just keep an eye. If you follow the previous tip, you will have the bars all the time, way more than you need. And then in the smithy, you make copper, bronze, or iron things. For example, that's the reason why I have 2 of them. One of them is purely smelting everything. In another smithy, I'm making the tools. So that's how inefficient they are. And the beginning, it's absolute nightmare. So tip number 8 is all quests per season. Also, which you will see that's a quite big problem. Sorry, no, I need map. There is the board. One extra thing is how to explain. To hire people at this absolute start, you will need your dynasty, its reputation. The dynasty reputation, the fastest way to get is basically complete those quests. There is quests. Every season they reset. So basically, as soon as season starts, there are 2 things you need to do. Gather some ore to make money or just dump in the bars, as I explained. And second is complete those dynasty quests. Keep in mind that if you pick something that you cannot do in those 3 days next, it will take some reputation away. Not big penalty, but for example, don't be smart about it. If you read there's something, I don't know, what was the start? The iron tool, I don't know, bronze tool, something, and you don't have bronze even yet, and you don't have money to purchase, that's a problem. So don't pick them up. And if there's, I don't know, quest to hunt 10 bears, don't pick, there is no such quest. But pick them, complete them at this absolute start, basically you will be limited not only as much as how many houses you have, but how many reputation you have. Every person requires 100 reputation. So if you have reputation 200, you can hire 2 people only. The third will say, hey, you need more reputation. Later in, I don't know, if you proceed normally, you will get different problems. Let's say the housing, the placement and all that, and materials. That's then the dynasty reputation is not a problem anymore. Then we have, only then when all this is done, you want to start think about cool clothes. And damn it, I have lost somewhere a hat, but it was ugly. So first 2 years, it's basically mild winter and mild summer. It's safety net for whole 2 new first years. It is basically forgiving, and if you don't have proper clothing, it will be cold, but not as much. After that, they might be, let's call them storms and super heat. So at that point, you should have already money and purchase something that you can wear with some good cold protection. I have cold protection 60. It doesn't matter in the background, but I'm just explaining when you need to start worrying about the clothes. Yes, and you cannot craft anything good at this point. At best, you will have some basic things. Remember, you need to unlock the recipes and everything. It's just way faster, cheaper, and everything is better. Just make the same way I explained money and purchase them right from the vendor in the middle of the town. Easy as that. And yes, there is no durability for them, so yeah, one time purchase for the rest of the game, easy as that. Next is fill out full workplaces. This is at the beginning a pretty big problem because you have more houses really fast coming in and you just stuck one person per building and that's it. Don't do that. Don't try to put as much people as possible so it's always filled. This is how it looks like. Of course, I have them upgraded at the beginning. It's not as much, but for example, the same woodshed. Yes, woodshed probably at the start, there was a pretty good idea to build 2 of them. Even at the start, there's only 1 person working, but the same hunting stuck them fully. There are many reasons for it. Of course, you get the resources, but even more, those people working there get you resources, they get you technology points, and they also level up, which actually, if I look back at the game, the biggest issue was not the buildings or something, but you can hire only people with 3 skill level. When they become 10s, it's basically absolutely, if I can get a 10 skill level wood carrier or this is absolutely a game changer. That it's basically 3 people and more the result. So that's why you want to stick them in workplaces as soon as possible, as much as possible, so they level up and give you everything. Speaking of people, this is the employee, well, yes, ideal is when you find an I'm not gonna write them, it doesn't matter. Here, this is the camp. You can find camp in every single town, of course. This is the furthest as can go. When you arrive at them, you can hold Alt button. By the way, yeah, this is how you see things. You will see what kind of skills they have, and look for, if they don't have any 3 level, don't take them. Just purely like F you and go to other town. I know it's frustrating when you can't find something good, but my advice is not only 1 3rd level skill, but look for 1 to 2. This is how you read this line. 1 to 2 skill levels. So only 1 is a problem, because when you need to swap them out, for example, you have someone who has a hunter skill and, let's say, excavation skill, right? Then you go to hire someone else and there's only 1 with hunter skill, but this the house is already a hunter. The thing is, you can take the person you have in a home, and put in excavation, because it has 2 level 3 skills. Put it in excavation, then the hunter house opens up, and the new person with only 1 skill can place 2. And end result is both workplaces have maximum level at that moment skill. So hard to explain, but basically don't take anyone who has only 1. And yeah, one more thing, just mentioning right here, the middle skill, it goes like excavation, hunting, farming, selling, fishing, and producing. So the selling thing, those 2 hands holding together, it's literally the skill only needed for these marketplaces, and they come at very end of the game. So literally this skill can be ignored as well. Just see this guy, he's good, he's 10, but that's the only trait, the only thing where they are needed. Yeah, don't take anyone if they have only that 1 skill. It's useless for 75% of your dynasty time, right? Way too longer to explain. Simple houses ASAP, basically I already explained it. Come on, I can't, no way. I need get off my high horse so I can show you once again the buildings. Don't build small houses, they only can inhabit 3 people. Don't build houses because they are 4 people but unnecessarily too big. It's absolutely enough with simple house. I have 30 of them. I have built these 2 just to have an example. So yeah, that, by the way, if you're wondering why I say ASAP, that comes together with my previous tip already, where simple house unlocks at 250 level. That's why, combined with build a lot, especially at the start, will you push to the point where simple housing is unlocked, and then you build from that point on simple houses only, and at one point you will just remove families from these what was the name, simple small houses, and just delete them. All right. 100 all work releases. So this is something else. Not only you slot all the people. This is not about how many people work there. This is about when you manage those houses. I'll give you an example. No, I need some good example. This is what you don't start what you don't want to do at the beginning. At the beginning of the game, for example, when you have, let's say, woodshed, it makes a lot of wood, and basically all your storage is filled. You might think, hey, I can just reduce if I don't need as much, right? I don't need 140 logs a day. So the thing is, if you reduce those 100% full capacity, that means, of course, they get you less resources or something, but it also means you make less technology points per day, because every single house, when it's full 100, all workplaces and workforces used, wrong terminology here, it means you will gather those points as much as you can. Only when it's fully unlocked or you don't need anything about that, then it's like, okay, fine. I can start running in for example, mine, way too much iron ore, I just reduce this 100. This is about these 100%, right? At this point, when you go through the map, you will have all the houses you start building at the start. I don't know. My limit is full. There will be no house. This is you will not have stone houses. You will have just basic, and it's fine. Build them all with cheapest possible material ever. But what you want to do afterwards is upgrade to stone. This is how you upgrade. You pick your hammer, right? all the tools that is possible what to do. You pick destroy. You go to the house, you find that whatever material you are using, destroy just the walls itself and also the roof for that matter. You can change them separately, but stone is most important. And then if you pick a build, you see there is an edit with E. So here, when you open this up in this blueprint screen, you edit and you change. It was a wall. So at the start, it was wattle wall, and then when you destroy it, you replace it with stone wall. And now, at this point, you will already have the stone coming in, one log and a lot of stone, and then craft back what you started. You can at this point change where the windows are, where doors, only one door can be placed. If you want to place door, you need to destroy the previous door. Only then it will allow you to change. For example, here, let's say, hey, I said, oh, no, I need to. I removed it, but the blueprint is still there. I say, let's make it a wall, and let's make a door here. So this is how you change material, and this is how you change what it is. And simple house, when you upgrade from basic material, the wattle or how it was pronounced, to stone, it will be enough for your people to be super happy and start making children. Don't need anything else. The fur is extra that you can add, you can decorate, you can put these wooden shutters that they like, you can put decorations on. All that doesn't matter. Just simple house and upgrade it to the stone. Even with the this first roof, it's enough for them to be happy and start reproducing children. Just saying, right? Before all that, there will be also a point where you don't have you want to start farming, and farming requires fertilizer. Fertilizer, the best case scenario, comes from piggies. Pigsy is called the exact naming. Where is it? So pigsy has only one job and one job only, to produce manure, and manure can be processed in barn to make fertilizer. But that is quite after a while, and pigsy costs money, and pigsy requires food and a lot of problems. Before all that, to start your farming experience and everything, compost bin. Compost bin is absolutely necessarily essential. It is found under furniture and decorations. It's not only decorations, there are also some good tools. And then you go under workstations and under farming workstation. And here's the compost bin. It's hidden among other absolutely unnecessary items, pure decoration, but this one is not decoration only. You see, it turns every possible type of food, whatever you put in it, into rot, and rot also can be made in fertilizer. So it can be any type of meat. Extra tip, that amount of rot made is the same as much food this item gives. For example, if I add here one flatbread, I can expect 45 rot out of it. So it gives you also an idea. Just raw meat putting in this is also possible. But if you cook that meat or whatever you are cooking, if you put the end product in here, when the season change, you will have a lot of rot. That can be turned into fertilizer, and then you can start farming even without any pig whatsoever. So that's an extra tip. If you haven't found it, absolutely missed it in my first playthroughs. When we are talking about building and everything, there's one thing and one thing only about the fields. Again, lengthy explanations, but hey guys, this is 200 hours. That took more than 200. to experience everything myself so I can give you the best advice. So, about the field, there's a problem if you build as big as I build. The maximum size is 16 times 16. The thing is, farmers do not work in parallel. For example, if all the field currently requires just, let's say, the working with hoe, with your favorite hoe, um, only one person will start doing it. They will not come all together. It's not programmed, basically programmed like that. Which means in 1 day or 3 days per season, they will be not able to do this properly. It's too short of period of time. Or another way to put it, the field is too big. The biggest field is too big for any possible basically way to, only if there's, I don't know, 2 buildings, but I believe it's also not true. Yes, it's not true, because I have the case, I have built a case, so I have field here. Yes, 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 I'm carrying much, but I have also here, I have 2 farm sheds, and you see they constantly cannot fully capture, fully do everything with the fields. It's leftover. So my advice is 11 times 11. Why? Because it's the half of the big field. It's approximately the size that they can possibly do. They work in, they do different things in the same time. If you need hoeing and then sowing and putting fertilizer, 3 of them can work in one field, but each and every one will do separate thing. If that explains enough. Yeah, I hope it does. So yeah, too big of a field is a problem. Too little of a field will not yield the results, and you will have again running into issues with missing a flax or mixing a floor or whatever, right? And yeah, this is the only building that requires some positioning. If this farm shed is somewhere here and your field is somewhere over there, you will actually receive a notification. I believe I have one. I should having one. Where are my stupid fields? Oh no. It shows up as a warning that there are too far away. Damage, no resource. The shed is far away. So every other building just shows I will make 20 items in this day or per day or something like that. But these they don't have set in stone things. So it will take time for this guy to come to work and then go to the field and start actually working. And if the field is too far, they will not properly manage the field. So this is really important, that the only thing, hunters, miners, everyone else, doesn't matter how far they are. This is just mimic of them going and coming back. They will gather the resources. But this is important. If they can't sow in time, you will have nothing. All right, I need to move on. I'm too slow. Flax, oat, rye, wheat. This is the order of importance. When you have first fields, flax is something just out of the bat. It unlocks you the linen thread that allows you to build, if you haven't purchased, or actually build more bows, and also clothes, every possible clothing thing, fabric. It's basically the same bags that are required to manage the fields. It's going through the flax, so that's why you need it. Oat and rye is another thing that is absolutely crucial. Where's my barn? It's too far away. It is for animal food. Animal food requires it, so you absolutely need it. There is I'm gonna mention it a little bit later on, but you make animal food, so it makes sure you do not process the rye and oat in grains too much, because this. Where is it? Animal feed, yeah. Oat and rye, they need grain. If you mill everything, every single grain from your seasonal benefits, rewards, reaping the your rewards, you will not be able to build and craft animal feed. When animal feed is not present, funny thing happens. Okay, not gonna spoil, we'll get there. But why I mentioned wheat? Wheat is one thing. It can be processed only in grain. It does not itself have any other purpose, but wheat can be sown in, not sow. I don't remember. I don't know the name of how to do it. Cabbage. So you find, where is it? Wheat grain. Spring to autumn, autumn to summer. It basically, you can gather the fields twice a year, so it actually makes a lot of grain and a lot of flour as a result, and basically food is never the problem, and even money is not the problem. But what you need to keep in mind, every single time you will need tools as hoes and bags that will be used up all the time, and fertilizer. If you don't have all three of them in good rotation and sustainable supply, don't plant wheat. It only comes after you have everything in order, right? Next is flour is white gold, and again, the reason I'm saying keep seed is if again you every single grain make into flour, it will be a problem. Because when the next time you need to sow, there is not a single grain left. Your people cannot make those absolutely amazing fields back again. But what I mean by gold, don't think, yes, it's not super high price. It's I'd say below average. If you have iron or tools or something like that, of course this is way more expensive. But what you need to keep in mind that you sow one grain in the field, then you capture a wheat, 7 wheat, then you 7 wheat turn into 10 grains, and from 6 grains you make again a lot of flour, which results in simple thing. Let me just illustrate it with the numbers. I had actually 30,000 flour. You can make absolutely insane amount of flour with little to no issue. With 2 big fields, this is way more than you need. And the thing is, it weighs really small compared to any other tool, any other thing actually. And you need only 6,000 flour to sell every single vendor, gather every single penny out of them. 6,000 flour. I calculated how much fields it was, but I don't remember from top of my head. And you can get those 6,000 flour and carry around without any problem. Instead, if you are going to make an iron pickaxe or something like that, they weigh a lot, and they have a pretty big this cost. So you will not be able to gather all the money from them. If they have only 500 coins and you sell something for, I don't know, 600, it was X some time ago, you basically cannot sell them nothing. They don't have enough money to purchase from you. So that's a problem. You get the idea. The flour, a big quantity, but really small price per one item. So why I'm putting so much emphasis on money is when you, as I explained, when you go to the city and everything, of course, at the end you will have a lot of items built in your box and everything, but when you have money, even if you have unlocked the bronze, you don't have unlocked even the iron tools, you can't build them, but you can purchase them right away. It costs a lot, but trust me, it's worth the money. So after you have fully clothed and you have built, you have the bags and the clothes, next best thing you can do is get that iron pickaxe. It will last way longer and gather you way faster. The same goes for iron axe. Those two items are the ones that I suggest to get as soon as possible when you have some free money left over, even at the start when you're still capturing copper. So that's why you need this money. That's why gathering big amounts of money at the start, right out of the game, is just changing everything. And another thing, let me remind you, if you have built your town somewhere near it, you will be able to fast travel when you have a lot of money. That fast travel, those pesky 200 coins, it's nothing. It's literally nothing for you, and that makes again your life way easier than you think. And yes, it can burn quite quickly your pockets, so do that only when you have sustainable amount of income, right? One big difference from previous game is death is actually fast travel. So this is some weird thing from those who have played previous map. Here, when you die, I can't die. When you die, you just respawn at your house. Of course, that's why you need to have a sleeping house or not house, your own bed, your own house. How you can abuse it? Let's talk tips and tricks, right? Especially at the start, when the winter hits, right? You don't have proper clothing. You have your torch out. What you can do, you can run in the forest, chop down the wood as much as you possibly can. You don't have a horse, you don't have a bag, you don't have nothing. Capture as many as you can, get those wood and everything. You can even drop some wood on the ground. It's a big log, let's say further away. Then gather even more. Then just turn off your torch, or even start starving, or basically don't eat, plan ahead. And when it comes close to dying, go back where you dropped your log and just pick it up. You will be encumbered, you will not be able to move, it will be basically you standing still. But what happens is you die, every single item, there is no backpack left where you died like other games. Every single item, everything you have, you will just pop up right here in your house. Then again, take that excessive amount of logs, drop it here on the ground, go dump in a storage room what you have, come back, and basically that's how you can use fast travel. When you respawn, yes, your food and water and health will be low. If you have wife or husband, talk to them. They will heal. I think it's once per season. They will give you full health. That's another trick out of that, just for you, you know. So that's how fast travel works. In the previous map, which is single player, if you die, you have to load back. So it's always you cannot die in the first map. In this, it's multiplayer. So loading back would load back every single player in the map. So it is I thought about it, and it's a co-play map. I believe it's not a bug, and they will not change it. They cannot change, because playing 4 players and then somebody dies, it's just load everyone back 5 minutes ago wouldn't work. If they implement the bag dropping thing, so you need to go and retrieve your items, but I don't see it currently in any near future, but that might change. Pay attention if in future, I don't know, after 2 years they release an update where it's changed, pay attention, then this one is something to keep an eye. Otherwise, abuse it to the hell, as I did. There is no building limit, but 70. So again, another difference from previous. I started the previous map, it was the nightmare. If you haven't fulfilled a story quest until some specific point, you can build 5 buildings, no more. It's screwed. Here it's another way around. You can build whatever you want, and the more you build, the higher development stage it comes. So you just keep building. There is no limit in this map. when you reach a certain threshold, this development stage just changes. This is absolutely better than the previous one. I hated that one. Wait while mounted. So this is something I can show you. Actually, I already kind of showed. It's nighttime, but it's fine. So, nah, you want a brighter screens, right? Otherwise, I'm too much popping out. Fine. But we need to wait for the next season, so it will be nice. So, the weight. I specifically have some certain amount of items with me, so I can show you. You see at the corner there is some weight limit that says I'm carrying too much. If you pay attention, and I open my horse, also my horse is taking too much, bringing too much items. That is shown by another icon on a top, where it shows like top icon. The horse is still running. It still runs, I believe, a bit faster than I do, but this is a trickery part. If, for example, you have such case, you open up and I can take, basically now I cannot move. I'm done. This is another trick. If you it's important when you are encumbered, you can't move at all, but when you drop something, it will drop in front of you. You cannot turn around, but you can do it if you are jumping. So for example, if you want to drop some items and you are in the building, you are worried where it will land, this is how you can turn when you are absolutely encumbered. So in this case, what I did is, you see, I freed up all the possible overweight for my horse, but I can't move. But the end result is, if I hop on a horse, I still cannot move, but you see, my horse is not even encumbered. My horse and any other, actually, even donkeys, they run full speed. So you can abuse it, and in this case scenario, just keep in mind that you will normally dismount at left side. If there is something blocking, you will dismount another side. So even if I can't move, with the help of the horse, I can absolutely deliver to the merchants or to the store whatever I need to deliver. This is how you abuse weight limit. Bear in mind, those who are already running and thinking about carrying 3 metric tons of something, there is a limit. I don't know precise what, but I tried to pick up 2000 log to just deliver. If it's too much, like absolutely insane, and you hop on horse, even the horse will be like, nah. So there is some abusement limit, but it's pretty high. It's pretty high. You can carry a lot of items with the horse and mount, so use it for your own good. Number 3, we have animals breed while ridden. So this is just a small tip, but everyone is questioning it. There is a catch. If you have female and male animals fully grown and they have food, if they are starving, they will not breed the second one. And you have, of course, room for other horses, for example. So only one of these horses, doesn't matter female or male, have to be free and walking around like this. You see, it's just walking around. That's the distinguish difference between my horse, which actually I can call. So if I have any gender, male or female, there are only 2, in the stable, but I have taken the other party, right? Male is back home and I'm riding around with female. It doesn't matter. When the time comes, the new offspring will pop up. It's not a problem. But there is problem. We tested it on the server of friends. When both of them are ridden around, it seems like then there is no offspring coming. So one of them needs to be stable, and then the other half, other can be just ridden around. And also just for your thoughts, if it's absolutely no, you cannot do that, it's impossible. When the season changes, all the animals are put back in the stables. So at that time, when you don't see, they make little offsprings, little horse babies. So you can sleep easily how that happens. And next, yeah, this is something that is not... Game is not explaining, so you are not abusive monster that is just starving your animals. Your animals cannot die. Absolutely no one. You don't have food, you don't have people taking care of them. They will not die. Basically, they are immortals. This is a cute game, not a monstrous game. But what you need to keep in mind, if and when you start working the husbandry, right? You have someone, you need to have a person in it, otherwise they will not produce whatever you are producing. Let's pick the absolute hen house. So you need person working in there. But if you don't have food for that animal, they will produce with minus 75% production rate. So at the beginning of the game, you will have 3-level skill person working there, which already is like you have, I don't know, 20 eggs a day. So if you cannot feed your chicken, you will have only 5. The amount will be ridiculous. They will still produce something, but with food, they will reproduce and they will work with 100% of this production rate. Keep that in mind. Tip number next. This thing, what you absolutely want to do, first of all, I love to do this. There are many reasons. One of them is your people are absolutely bad at this. They are just one by one taking down the field. You can do it super fast, super easy. Whatever you have, bronze or this Scythe. I don't know how to pronounce it. Scythe, I guess. If you know how to pronounce it, please write me down. I know that tool, but I don't know how to pronounce it in English. So this is one reason. Just because it's fun, it's awesome, it's easy. Second is you get way faster experience. Every time you do something with the field, you get 1 experience. So working with hoe, then putting fertilizer, then again working with hoe, and then putting seed on the ground. Every single thing will make you experience. But the thing is, every single thing I mentioned before requires time. It's slow. It's absolutely it's trust me, you don't want to do this. It's annoying. Even when you have beer, you see how slow this thing is. It's annoying. While here, I let my people do everything else. But when it comes to harvesting, just running at the start of the autumn, oh yes, nah, this is mine. This is mine. And then my people can do all the dirty work back again. But there is another reason. Another reason you have to know why you want to do this. If you go into farming, there is this one thing. When you put a skilled farmer, if you put 3 points in it, there is 25% chance to harvest additional crop in field. Sounds good, right? 25%, it's already good. When you pick it tier 1, it's 25. When you pick 22, it's 50% chance. When you pick all 3 points, it's 100% chance of gathering extra. Which means it will be faster, you will get a lot of XP in a short time, and you will get way more, not way, but more items, more yield than if you allow it to do your people. So there are many reasons to do that, but of course only if you have that particular skill point. And when you are going after when you still need some money, another Now currently when you have everything fulfilled and you know, just roaming around, of course you can let them do that. Ugh, nothing to gather here. Okay, then this is another, while we are on topic of skills. Damn it, do I need to take that? No, I should be able to see, yes. Just, I'll put just absolutely generic idea on top of everything. Every single skill point, as far as I can tell, is there is an experience node, especially to climb up to the ladder you need to put 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, and then you get the rest. In every row you need at least 1 point, but this is what I suggest, to put 3 points in XP gain for every single one of them. Especially when you first time play, you want to get higher, and the only way to make it faster than actually doing this, you still need to do this, is putting those 3 points. Why? Because, just explained. And the second thing is, in the after those 3, there is first this first skill in second row, from left to right. Yes. So this is a unique skill, I call it like that. There's always just 1 point in it, and I'd say every single one of them are absolutely crucial. So here, for example, you get half of the resources back when you destroy. Remember, I mentioned that upgrading the building, you get some sticks back, but still, anyways, every time you upgrade a building, it will be teared down. If you don't have this skill, everything is lost. Here you get things back. If you reposition buildings, which means tearing down, again you get resources back. For hunting, you track animals. Also, you see if they are a threat to you or not. They are marked in red. Absolutely amazing. Here, whistling to get mount. It works only also for donkeys. Don't think you need to wait for horses. Donkeys are absolutely amazing as well. Here, this is the only one that is questionable, but I will explain a little bit. Also, it is important. Seeing those things absolutely help. And this one, yeah, it was insulating walls. You can't do that if you don't have this skill, so they are crucial. The rest of them, put how you see it fit. You will find your own ways around it. I can give you a hint. 2, in my opinion, are absolutely invaluable. It is, one of them is even more carrying weight capacity. So you have bags, you have big bag, little bag, and also you can get 15 kilograms increased here. Get it ASAP. It is crucial to get it. And another one is barter. Why? Because diplomacy skill is really slow to get. I'll put it in this word. Yes, hunting is also a problem, and but diplomacy skill, when you put 3 points here, it will get your faster. Another thing, this barter, it's better selling and buying prices, so eases out every single interaction when the money is involved. But in top of that, diplomacy skill is leveled whenever you sell. I haven't tested the buying, but I guess buying as well. So whenever you sell something, the amount of how much you money make gives you a small percentage diplomacy. So basically, not only this thing boosts your diplomacy, but I believe also this thing boosts your diplomacy. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, yes, should be. Even if it's not, I tested it and it's hard to tell which impacts more, but yeah, getting the same money. Remember, you're selling items, you're purchasing, you can purchase every single item, especially at the start. Yeah, I'd say these 2 are crucial. The rest of them, yeah, this will be the next one, where your NPC make more things. So, but my 2 suggestions are only about that. Why I'm so freely talking about here, there, whatever, is Herbalist, level 2. This is one of the things that make me insane amount of time, because it's in survival technology. The least points I gathered to hold my dynasty. Why? Because basically it comes from hunting, setting traps, and fishing. Fishing is absolute nightmare. Fish traps is nightmare. Fishing houses are nightmare. Why? Because it requires linen thread, so it's basically a no-go. Traps are also a really problematic and stupid thing. They break too fast. It's annoying. It takes time. It's annoying. Then it basically leaves you to hunting and having a hunt house, which is, I have processed tons, metric tons of meat, and even way more problematic that the hunting itself. It's problem. So take this information how you want, but what you want is 2,500 points to get Herbalist Hut number 2. Why? Because when you unlock it, there will be a potion called Possibilities that resets your all talent tree. It requires all the items that is required to make them. The herbalist can gather but one thing, the mead. The mead you can easily purchase in the town. Just purchase 5, 10 of them, whatever you need. So basically I'm now making this. I made my herbalist to make this potion, because whenever you hit, not technology but skills, whenever you hit any skill at level 10, for example, super fast for me it was production, I'm already at level 9. Whenever you hit level 10, immediately go and drink one of those potions. Why? Because I already drank it, I believe. Because you don't need this experience anymore. You can pick any other first thing and only one, put only 1 point, and then distribute these things. I already did it because I don't need that anything else. It's fine. The same goes, for example, here. All those 3 points can be taken out and instead put, for example, in the axe. Slower durability, absolute garbage, but way better than experience that you don't need anymore. You get the idea. This is the only way how to get this reset. You can luckily find that potion of possibilities somewhere lying around, but I'd say until the point when you unlock this building, this recipe, only then you will have 1 or 2 levels maxed out that you want to change. It's happens approximately at the same time. Then again, wife and husband. I wanted to say ASAP, but I thought about it, it's a bit overrated. Getting significant other has some benefits at the beginning of the game, especially when you have houses and you have a lot of people living in them, and then where you live or potentially could live, there's 1 extra room, so basically 1 additional human being can be there. She works or he works wherever you put them. On top of that, they can kill you. Sometimes when you're thirsty or hungry, they just give you some items. Just hand over item that you need to get better. It's absolutely easy. And why I mentioned by talking is this backtracks to another of my advices. This is where this thing kicks in. I will vaguely explain this thing. When you talk to the person, if you have this skill unlocked, with a lot of ifs, it reveals what kind of personality they are. It is revealed when you start talking. You will see when you basically, let me check. I have this. Nah, I think it has to be grown up. Because probably I have wife or something. because I have the skill. So here in the middle, when it's age and mood, it also there's additional field that says there are 4 possible types: self-centered, a lot of working, empathic, and something else. That thing is kind of vague, but in the same time, it gives you huge advantage when you talk and you want to try to get your wife or husband to like you. These options, when you talk and flirt and get want to get romantic and increase the likelinesshood, depends on what type of people they are. I can give you an example. My mother, which now, yeah, my original human died, so I have only mother here. She was a working bee, so every time there is a chance to comment something, if and as I picked, how do you like work? I want to talk about work, what you do for living. Every time I pick those options, she was interested and never get bored of my talking. There is a chance, a choice, if you will, for you, if you know the personality that you easily can do with that skill. If you select every single time the right choice given, you can get your husband or wife with one time talking, like literally arriving with to person. These guys and girls that are sit at that working camp. No, it's here. Working camp. You arrive, when you see their personality, you can talk and talk and talk and talk, and at the end of the talking, they're like, you know what? Let's romance, let's marry. I did it. I was surprised. I was convinced. It takes a lot of money purchasing items, coming back every season. Actually, no, it is doable. And if you don't know the trait of that person, then it's basically a guessing game. Then it's a nightmare. After 2 times talking, they will get annoyed and say, nah, I need to think about what you said, come back next season. Then getting husband or wife might take even longer time. I just noticed, yeah, this is demolished. Let's demolish. So FU. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. Open air. Then last tip is keep technologies in check. This is something I will show you, particularly where we're playing some other dynasty. Friends of mine, we run into an issue. The issue is simple. I will quickly show you a particular one point, but it applies more and more. You see how easy you get building technology, but every time you upgrade, build new house, something, building comes quite faster than anything else. At one point you will be like, oh, I have a mine. When you put a mine, you can get iron. You are like, nice, let's do this. So here's the problem. 5,000 mine points, technology building points is easy to get you there with some playing and whatnot. Problem starts when you check production technology 3. You need smithy level 3 to start making iron tools, which is again also 5,000 points. This is not a problem. The problem is the building points you will gather way faster. And then we have this literally right now with the friends, we this map. We have already iron, it's already brought in, we gather it. It's like mines, we are past that. We just barely passed the workshop level. We are now already working for for boosting up this production tree. We had something like 2,000, I think even before market stall. Before we had market stall, we had already iron. So now the problem is, because the technologies were not in check, one of them were way ahead, we ran into the problem. And similarly, it goes together with this, the barn, with pigsy, with they align, because when you push something way too much ahead, you need some resources, or you want to craft something, you are like, bam, you can't make any food. For example, the same can be said if you go with goose and donkey. Let's see. Not fold, kosher, actually, yeah. Also, 3,000 only points, you can get already milk. But the problem is, if you don't have processing here, the kitchen, I believe. Where's the kitchen? Wheat, yeah. Here, 1,500 points, for example. These wheat rolls, rye bread and everything, they unlock way faster, 1,500 points, where if you, for example, look at the farming technology, it's not even here, because you can start farming right away. You can start easily farming when you have pigsy. You make fertilizer. 100, you make pigsy, you basically grow everything. And then when it comes to the cooking, it's like, nah, you can do nothing. You need upgraded kitchen, which is way above. That's what this point is about, keeping a balance, because you get it. You are smart people and you think like, oh, I watched a guy for 70 minutes. Crazy. Yeah, probably you're crazy, but probably you learned something or more that you didn't know. So if you like the channel, or just drop a note, thanks or something, or I didn't like it, that's also a possibility. And if you do that, you know what I will do? Throwing two more, just a bow. I'm going a bow. I always try to go a bow. Play multiplayer. Simple. I will explain simple. Look what happens. Not what happens. Currently, I have this Oxbow map. When you open a map, even if you play alone, when you open a map, there's a given choice: multiplayer or single player. If you check multiplayer, you see what happens? Time stops every single time when you open a screen, when you pause, when you press enter, anything, it stops. Which sounds good, but in reality, meanwhile, in the background, all my people could be leveling and doing things, and especially when you haven't maxed out, it's important. So when you play multiplayer, even if you are alone, just click Oxbow, start playing and say multiplayer. Don't give the code anyone and no one can join, you're alone. But what changes? The time progresses every single time. There's a downside, of course, if you want to go to the toilet or something, then just hitting escape is not enough. In the background, you will see everything keeps running because it's a multiplayer mode. I'd say run with this. Absolutely. Remember, even death is nothing. You can easily just, if you want to go eat, go and eat. You come back, you probably will be dead. I will respawn in that building right there without any issues. Meanwhile, the time will progress as far as I have food and water. Production continues. My children are growing. Everyone's children are growing. You get the idea. Play multiplayer. And one extra. Okay, I have even two. Always sleep. Okay, I need to be quick, otherwise you already hate me. You can sleep as soon as clock hits 7 p.m. 7 in the evening, and you will sleep until 7 morning. So bear with me. At the absolute beginning of the game, when you build a house as the first house, the well, the something, don't sleep. That's the only time. It's literally like first 3 days, don't sleep. Because when you are alone, doesn't matter. Everything that is done by yourself. So their time is relevant and you need all the time you can get. But as soon as there's another person joining your village, if you keep, let's say, gathering wood or whatnot, yes, I gather wood with my pickaxe. You're not my mom, don't tell me what to do. If you do that in the night, your villagers is sleeping. You are alone. Basically, your village and overall total efficiency is down to 1%. If you sleep, that basically is just a few seconds away. You wake up, all village wakes up. You do your thing in parallel, 1, 2, 65, or in my case, 64 people do their job. Making me money, making me resources, making me technology, making my kids are growing, everything. So night and day kicks in really when you start, when even you have any other soul in your village. So when you sleep, it progresses. And honestly, this is the minor thing. The biggest thing is, as soon as you have wife or husband and you have a child, that child will take 18 years to become an adult, where then you need to die, then you will can start playing as, for example, here as my daughter. That is 0.5 Steam achievement. It is really long period of time. I can give you numbers. 24 minutes take for one day to process if you sleep. How was it? Anyways, it doesn't matter the precise numbers. When you don't sleep, your time basically goes 2 times longer. Whenever you at 7 o'clock you jump in a bed immediately and wake up at 7 in the morning, you cut all the time in half. And then you need 3 such days in one season, and then 4 seasons, basically you need 12. All 12 days is 1 year. And then you need 18 of those years. You see where I'm going with this. So basically, whenever you have child, it's literally you want to sleep every single time when there's a possibility to sleep at 7 o'clock. Okay, done. And latest is up for debate, not anymore. Workers' experience and your experience give you absolutely the same amount of technology points. There's a catch. It is calculated by items. I'm trying to explain as good as I can. For example, when we are talking about crafting production items, right? There's the thing. You can put someone in smithy and say, smelt copper. Fools 100%, they will say, on it, boss. And they can smelt 6 bronze bars. Or copper. Okay, 10 copper bars per day. When they smelt 10 copper bars, they get, let's say, 10 experience to this production technology. If you take 10 copper bars, go smelt them yourself, you also will have the same technology point. The difference kicks in is that villager can do that in whole day. You will take it 2 minutes to take it. So if you have tons and tons of mine of copper, doing yourself will have more the same time. But just keep in mind that it's not like they are making less, they're just slower. It is at the beginning, when you have absolute garbage, unskilled people around, it is really frustrating how little they can do. But you know, again, when they make those skill level ups and everything, trying to make, they can do pretty amazing things. I will just randomly open up and show you again this guy. It takes down 175 logs a day. You know what? Say no more. Fully leveled 2 lumberjacks. Together, 2 of them, one building can take 318 logs a day. If we calculate that approximately, let's say it's a least effective wood, it takes 1 tree falls down, it's 2 logs. So it's 150 trees cut down a day. It's pretty big amount. So if you cut the same amount of trees and gather these logs, you will have the same technology. That's what I'm explaining, right? So when they become experts in their particular thing, they can do absolutely a lot of items. You get the idea. You get it. I hope I'm explaining like a moron, but there are some, let's say, doubts, and people say in the internet, no, do it yourself. It's up until certain point you can do more. You always can be more effective, but if you keep sleeping as you should, and you both are effective in time, it takes up to, I don't know, 5, 7, 10 people in your village that they all together will do more than you can one single-handedly do. And again, remember the point about mining and smelting. Those two things, you are more efficient than your people. Otherwise, rest of them, just allow them to do their thing. All right, I wanted to make it a super short and easy video. I ended up making again one super mega huge video, but hey guys, I wanted to put it out because when you're jumping in the game, I highly advise to do that. The game is beautiful, the seasons are amazing. There are one of my friends also left me in this multiplayer map saying, we did everything. I'm like, yeah, we did. It took us about, I don't know, 70 hours playtime, which is, you know, some games run out after 20 hours. They're like, nah, nothing else to do. Here there is a lot of things to do, explore, build, and everything. And you're thinking bonuses are over? No. One thing I just need to mention, there are no heralds. In the first map, there are random guys that arrive and give you huge quest. If you complete, you can get friendlier with king that changes what they ask, how much you need to pay. Currently, as this video is recorded, pay attention when the videos are uploaded, because it will be implemented in the game some later on. But so far, this is also a difference from the previous map. If you're wondering, still in 2024, it's not yet here. I'd say minor thing. I'm okay, fine. I love the game. Anyways, all right, guys, I'm shutting up, and the video is way too long, so please don't hate me. And if you have questions, of course, there are a lot of things I haven't mentioned. I just consider them too small to impact. A lot of opinions, what to do. I try to be as general, applicable ideas for everyone. So yeah, let me know what you think. If not, we'll meet in other videos. Shall we? Cheers.